Hey, what's up guys, I'm back with another video. My name's Dusty. Today we're talking about some of the advanced tips and tricks for PvP that you really need to know, especially with this new meta. Right now, like 80% of fights are just range weapons. Everybody's rocking them, so I'll give you some advice you can actually use out in the field to deal with that and start winning more fights. Now I gotta be honest, it's been tough to find good fights lately. The player base has dropped a bit compared to a few weeks ago, and most of the time it's big guilds just streamrolling smaller groups. Fair fights are rare, but I did manage to grab some footage for you, and I'll mix it in some raw clips while I talk so you can see exactly what I mean when I break things down. By the end of this, you'll have a way better idea of new meta and how to actually do better in PvP. Let's get into it. A few weeks ago I uploaded a video on how I win 90% of my PvP fights. And back then my build was all about melee. I shared the skills, loadouts, everything I was using, and honestly it was working. Those melee setups gave me a big advantage in most 1v1s and even group fights. But now things are changing. I'm not gonna go too deep into my new build yet because I haven't tested it enough to say if it's really strong or not. And with respec in this game being on 48 hours cooldown, it's tough to experiment properly. You basically get one shot every 2 days to try something new. So yeah, I'm working on something and I'll drop it as soon as it's ready. Anyway, let's get into what's happening with the meta right now. In the last few days, I've been paying close attention. And the truth is, Disruptor Pistol is the king of PvP right now, especially in group fights. The outcome really comes down to who's landing more disruptor shots. The second you connect, you shot off someone's shield, and at that point, you can ping them and your team can finish them off or yourself. And since most fights in Dune Awakening are group fights, that brings me to the first big tip I've got for you. Sustainability is everything. Staying alive is the most important part of PvP. I know that sounds generic, like yeah Dusty, obviously we all want to stay alive. But hear me out, what I see a lot of people doing is tunnel visioning on one enemy, chasing too hard, trying to get that kill while their teammates are getting pressured by the rest of the enemy squad. And when that happens, you might trade one kill for losing a teammate, and suddenly it's a 3 versus 4 against you, and that's not good. So here's what I always tell my squad. Keep one eye on your enemies and one eye on your team's positioning. Don't tunnel vision, and above all, communicate. Tell your teammates what's going on in a moment. I need to reload. I'm backing out to heal. I'm low on stamina, I can't help right now. I tag that guy, his shield's down, push him or whatever. These little callouts make a huge difference. They stop your squad from being caught off guard and they open up opportunities, because here's the thing, in every fight, someone's going to make a mistake. An enemy or even one of your teammates or yourself. Maybe they overextend, use the wrong ability, or get caught out of position. When you're alive, communicating and sustaining put you in the best spot to capitalize on that mistake. That's what turns fights in Dune Awakening. So yeah, tip number 1, focus on staying alive, support your teammates and wait for that enemy mistake, because it will happen. That's how you win more group fights in Dune Awakening. Since I already talked about the meta, let's dig a little deeper, because there are some things you really need to understand right now. The stamina management and staggering have changed a lot after the recent updates. 2 weeks ago I actually went into my setting and turned off toggle run. Back then I could just toggle a sprint, dash in or out, and it was fine. But now stamina is way harder to manage. No matter what passives or techniques you're running, it's messy and stamina drains super fast. So here's the first change I recommend. Turn off toggle run. Walk more during fights, sit, walk, let stamina tick back whenever you can, and don't blow every ability, because you really don't want to burn into your stamina so fast. Now here's where it gets trickier. Crippling strike. Before the update, if someone crippled you, you weren't able to jump. You were able to dash, but you would just lose a chunk of stamina. It was annoying, right? But manageable. Now if you get crippled, you're basically losing chance to dash at all, because the stamina management is even harder. You're stuck unless you know it's the final hit, and you absolutely have to burn stamina to avoid it. In those situations, only in those situations dash. So how do you manage stamina better in teamfights? First tip, use your Disruptor Pistol early to apply pressure before enemies get too close to you. Don't wait until they're on the top of you. And second, always carry a scatter weapon, a perforator, shell burster, anything like that. Why? Because you can stagger enemies while buying yourself a stamina recovery. For example, when someone's chasing you with melee, don't just dash away and waste stamina. Dash and shoot with your scatter at the same time. That way, instead of losing stamina for free, you're knocking them back, forcing them to react, and giving yourself breathing room. It's two birds with one stone. Escape plus stagger pressure. It's not easy to pull off in the middle of a messy fight, but if you practice it, you'll find it's huge for stamina management. I just discovered this while testing it in PvP yesterday, and it definitely works in PvP too. You just need to practice it. I will do as well. Now let's flip it. How to deal with being staggered yourself. Right now, tons of weapons stagger. Scatter shotguns, disruptor pistol, rocket launchers, even light attacks if you eat enough of them. So here's the rule. Do not panic and dash the second you get staggered. Instead, read your enemy. If you are staggered and you see them swap to Disruptor Pistol while your shield is already low, that's when you should dash, because one more shot could strip your shield and lose you the fight. But if they pull out a melee weapon and start light attacking, let them swing a bit. They will burn stamina while you sit tight, then you dash out when the pressure eases and start walking to regen yourself. So the takeaway is simple. When you get staggered, stay calm. Watch what your opponent's doing, then decide if it's worth burning stamina or if you can wait it out. This one adjustment can alone win you a lot of fights. This brings us to the final tip on the list, and it's all about putting pressure on your enemy without even breaking their shield. A lot of players right now running a repeating rifle or the Dune Watcher, or both. Why? Because both can apply poison, and since poison bypasses shields, they don't even need to crack your defenses to start dealing damage. Here's how they usually play it. They tag you once with poison, and now you're losing health. That constant tick forces you into panic mode. So how do you use it yourself? If you're up close and it's the right moment, go with the classic combo. Land a Disruptor Pistol shot, then follow up with your SMG or whatever weapon you like to strip shields. But if you're at range, try opening with poison. Tag them with your repeating rifle or Dune Watcher, get that damage rolling in the background, and then push the fight. They'll be forced to either heal or disengage, and either way, you've gained control. On the flip side, how do you counter it? The second you get tagged with poison, don't just push blindly. Make space, heal up, and reset. Starting a fight already losing HP is basically giving your enemy a free advantage. If you can, tag them back with poison so they're on the same page as you. That way you're both forced to deal with it, not just you. So yeah, poison pressure is one of the strongest tools in the current meta, but it cuts both ways. Use it right and don't get baited into fighting through it, and that's everything I've got for you today. I hope this gives you a clearer picture of how the meta is working right now and some tools you can actually use to win more fights. I'll definitely drop a video soon with my new skill builds, gear setups and loadouts once I've tested them properly. Hopefully next week, if I can grab enough solid PvP footage. It's been tough out there with fewer players, but I'm grinding for it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all the support, much love, and as always, peace out.